The church is built upon 5 thematic areas, and these thematic areas will help us reach out many people, impact lives, and share the love of Christ. Amongst these 5 thematic areas is one that we call religion. These include how we do church, prayers, outreach, mission work, and all these other things like preaching, sharing, and stuff. The other area that we call a thematic area is the ministry of mercy or the helping hand. Tabitha Fellowship is an organization that we have started in the church that will help us to reach and help people in different needs. May it be school fees, may it be farming, lack of water, disasters that happen, let's say rains that fall beyond measure, droughts, and such. Tabitha will help us reach out and help people who are going through pain and suffering. May it be disasters that are caused by floods, by drought, or even by fire, and many others. So Tabitha is a very important ministry within the Good News Mission that will help us show the love of Christ to thousands, if not millions of people. The other thematic area that is the pillar also in this vision is the pillar of health. When we speak about health, this is one area that is going to help us drive change by enhancing the quality of life. And we're going to come up with hospitals, health centers, or generally health facilities that will enhance people's lives. It is an area that we are passionate about because as much as we share the gospel without expressing and showing love, then the gospel becomes not as powerful as when we combine it with also showing the care, the love. That thematic area that we are looking forward to establish that is so much ingrained within the vision of the Good News Mission is coming up with schools. Education is a pillar that has continued to change the communities, that has continued to change the culture of the world. And as a church, it is really very important for us to invest in education. And the best way we can do so is to come up with institutions that are going to help the lowly and the high to get education that will transform their way of life. And we're looking forward to establish schools all the way from kindergarten, primary schools, high schools, to universities. We're going also to come up with research centers as a church, as a ministry, where people in the community can come in and be able to find solutions to their current issues that affect particular communities where they live. The fourth thematic area that is part of the vision of the Good News Mission is agriculture. And when we speak about agriculture, we're speaking about food security. We are speaking about the enablement of communities to be secure from the plight of not having enough. And as a church, we feel it's our responsibility to ensure that the people around us and the people who hear this message are able to have a livelihood that is secured, and they can be able to kind of like bring up their families in this environment of peace. And one of these areas that we really want to change and to drive change is in the food industry. So agriculture is important within the frameworks of our vision because it will enable us to reach more people, give them the ability to have a decent life by having enough to eat. Agriculture is one of the 5 objectives that we have as a church, and through this area we're going to change lives, transform how communities and livelihoods of different communities happen. And we're starting a big project in farming. And the aim here is to make sure that we provide food to the communities around here, and more so that we train communities in this area on how to do farming, to produce food for themselves, to have a livelihood in terms of economic way of life, and more so to make sure that they can learn and replicate what we're doing here to their farms that they have. So we've started this farm around Isinya town, and it's going to be a model farm where people can learn, people will come and see what is happening. In the beginning, we've taken 7 acres. These are land that we've leased, but in future we look forward to have or to own land as a ministry where we are going to do high-tech farming, and not only farming but commercial farming, where communities will be endowed to produce food and more so to make a sale, and thus be enhanced when it comes to their finances. One of the challenges that African communities face is persistent drought, which affects their production, food production, livestock farming. If we are to change these communities, if we are to empower them, then we need to find a solution to their drought situation. And as a ministry, we are looking forward in the near future, as God will enable us, to drill more boreholes in drought-stricken areas, and then provide water to the communities. This will enhance their production of food. And secondly, we're going to find and import every available technology that will help in food production. We'll train them, we'll equip them, and this will secure their food production, enhance maximum food production at any given time, provide financial stability to these communities, and through all this, at the same time, we are sharing about the love of Christ. As we empower communities through farming, firstly, as they do farming and as we train them to do food production in a better way, as we increase production per square area, we're going to ensure that communities have resources. And as we transform communities, they are going to transform their local churches. And these local churches will have more resources because the members who attend that local church will have resources by themselves through farming, and they will be able to reach more people in that community, and that we extend the kingdom of God. So we are looking forward that as we empower communities through farming, as we empower communities through transfer of technical knowledge to farmers, as we empower communities through drilling of water and sharing water to farmers for free, I think we're going to have a domino effect where local churches are empowered also, and then they empower their communities as well. There is no other better way than to empower people through the love of Christ. The fifth thematic area that is so much also part of our vision is the media. Media is powerful. Media controls the narrative within the communities and within nations and within the world. We understand the importance of quality information, and unless you control the outlets of this information, you may not be able to push the narrative out there. You may not be able to make people receive or get quality information. And so we are investing heavily in media as a platform where we will be able to share out information that is relevant, information that is healthy, and this will shape the narrative within our communities and will shape the narrative within our nation from a point of negativity to the point of positivity, and more so bringing out the information that enhances the hope of people, because without hope, people are not able to achieve much.
I like innovations, and I've been involved in several innovative ideas that Good News Mission is implementing in the online space. So, as a software developer, I sit down with the team to be able to innovate, just think through problems, just think through how we can be able to reach out using social media, using tech as a tool for us to be able to share the gospel of Christ. So I have been involved in a couple of projects. We have mobile apps that we've developed. We have systems that support how the church is able to reach out or to see its engagement online. We also have been able to even look at the trends in terms of analytics and see how we can be able to share the gospel of Christ in very direct and specific times that people are able to listen, or they are able to just engage with us in their day-to-day activities.
We are living in a generation where information is critical, an information age. And information is critical in decision making, shaping the culture, shaping the norms of any community. And as a church, we understand that media is critical. We need to control the production and dissemination of information. We need to have targeted audience, and without media, without investing in media, then we can only swim along the narrative of other people. And so as a church, we feel we need to control the narrative, we need to control what is being spoken and what is being said. The short-term plan that we have for the Good News Mission is that we really want to reach out to the communities in Nairobi. We want to change the culture of worship in our local churches from the point of just doing it because we have gathered, to the place where we're worshiping God in truth and in the Spirit. We want to reach the communities of this great Republic of Kenya, and we want to see the revival that God has promised this nation happen in our day. That is our short-term plan. Our long-term plan spans from 2022 to 2070. And within this period, we want first to have build a 50,000-seater worship center. We want also to have influenced the politics of this nation. Our 30-year plan is that we will have 2/3 of both the parliament and the Senate, people that have gone through the processes of the Good News Mission, and people that we can stand and say that they are accountable, they are people of value, they are people of integrity, they are people that cannot be corrupted. We want to change the narrative of our politics.
Apart from being a pastor wife, I've been into intercessory ministry, and since my childhood, since I got born again, I've been an intercessor, and God has taught me so many things, especially prayers, and I've been praying and fasting throughout of my journey. I've been praying and fasting, and God has been so faithful to me. And my desire that God will give me grace, even as I welcome mothers and other intercessors for the future of this work we are doing, that they were able to come together and seek God in prayers. So I've seen God through my prayer walk, and has been there because even the greater plans, the spoken area, He's fulfilling today. And I've seen like prayers that I've been praying has not been in vain. So I've been trusting God that as we move on with this journey as Good News Ministry, that God is going to help me, that we can have a movement where we'll be praying here in our nation and globally, and being something that God has put in my heart. I feel encouraged because I've seen God working wonders in my life through the prayers I've been praying, fasting, and I can only say that it has been God that has helped us to be where we are as ministries, family, looking forward for what God has for me and the ministry and the journey that will start maybe as groups where we join together, start prayer and fasting, and I know God will bless us when we join together and seek Him.
Our desire and our prayer is to see the work of the ministry grow, is to see God edified in our generation. And we are so expectant, we are really thrilled, and we are so excited to see what God is doing in our days. Just like Habakkuk said, we have heard of what God did in the past, but now we want to see it happen today in our own days. God bless you and have a wonderful time in Jesus' name.
I invite you to join us in our online and our physical programs here at the Good News Mission Church, and your lives will never be the same again.